There you go.
Me. Hello. All right, we're going to check on this hive here. This is the one that had the wonky comb. So we're going to go ahead and see how they're doing with this one. Nobody seems to be feeding on the feeder right now. Hello, girls. Everybody looks real calm. A lot of bees in this box. Okay. Start on this side today. This hive, this was a swarm, and it had landed on the side of one of my coworkers' houses. And they called me and asked me if I'd come pick it up. And nice little swarm. And I waited too long before I got into them, and they were full of wonky comb. Okay, so I see nectar here. And you see how they're starting to attach it like that. Here, and here, and here. So they're going to straighten this out pretty good eventually. Now, to encourage them to make it a bit straighter, I put in this frame here. Now, this one is the plasticell, and I don't usually use this stuff. I don't really like it too much, but the bees are starting to work it. Now, they put this little wonky one on here. I don't like that. That's not what I want. And you can see where they're just starting to fill it in on this side here. I don't want that burr comb on the bottom. But the reason I put this in here, I'll get that in a minute. The reason I put this one in is to encourage them to make the rest of it straighter. So I'll think about this one here. Having this outcropping like that is not so good. It means that the queen can hide under there. But I'll leave it alone for now, because that's what they seem to want to do. Now let's see what's happening here. Yeah. Okay, so this one had rubber bands across the top, and they've chewed out the rubber bands, and they'll be carrying them out the entrance if they haven't done so already. This is still pretty wonky looking, but I'm not going to, there goes a rubber band right there. I'm not going to do much with it because I can see there's a lot of brood on here, and I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't see some fresh eggs on here too. What are you doing? Get off here. Oh yeah. So there's fresh eggs and larvae down in here. And there's emerging brood here. So that was older brood that was on it when we did this check a couple of weeks ago. So even though that's a little bit wonky, I'm not going to mess with them much yet. I will address that later on when when this colony is farther along. Come on, give me some room. Go down. Yeah, now this one I don't like either, because they're certainly trying to make this wonky. But I'm going to shift this one up against the wall of that one over there, and that should address that. More fresh eggs and larvae here. This queen's a little worker there. I like her. She's doing great. Normally, I don't like to do this. They know what they're doing better than I do. So, generally speaking, if they want to have the frames set up a particular way, I let them do what they want. But in this case, with them building it so wonky, I want them to make that a little bit more straight, and not encourage them to go any farther out of line than it is. Go down, girls. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. More fresh eggs, a little bit of older brood in there, a little bit of nectar, and a little bit of pollen in the corners. This colony is going to be a really nice one. Now, I'm not looking particularly hard for the queen. I know she's here. I see eggs that are a day old, and so I don't suspect anything going wrong with her, so I'm not going to disturb them any more than I have to. I just want a quick glance to see what they're doing. And they're starting to draw this one out here. Very nice. These girls are doing great. So, still a little bit of a wonky comb to watch out for, but I'm pretty happy. And with them not really taking syrup, that means they're getting their nectar from the flowers instead, which is better for them. Come on, don't get squished in there. So, as they say in our bee club, when we do these checks, we're looking for the food, mood, and brood of the bees. I see a good supply of food. Their mood is really nice. They're calm. They're not trying to kill me or nothing. And I'm seeing good brood and nice fresh eggs. So this colony, I'm real pleased with. So I'm gonna put them back together. Give them their feeder again. There's a few ants up here. You get that when you're doing sugar water sometimes. It's my political signage for inner cover. But the bees don't mind. It's real important not to spill the sugar water inside the hive like this, because then the ants just go nuts, and it's a bad situation. Okay, I'm happy. Go ahead and